Welcome everyone, thank you for joining, and let's get right into DIY number 1. The first one, I have this wood round. I think I got it from Walmart or something. I think it's a 6-inch. Anyways, I got also this wood reed that's for like weaving baskets and stuff, and I bought some of that. It's the first time I've used it. It's pretty thin and pliable. I cut it real easy with the scissors. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take some of my Gorilla hot glue and just hot glue it all around my wood round. And again, it's really easy and I really like this. I bought this a couple years ago thinking I would try my hand at making a tobacco basket, but I haven't done it yet. I need to just get on the ball and try my hand at it. But I'm just hot gluing little bits at a time and then holding it down, and then here I've got to the end, and I still have a little bit of an overlay on there, and it wasn't quite flushed, and so I just took it off a little bit and then I trimmed it down some more, and then I re-tacked it down to where it's actually sitting flush. So this cute little wood round is kind of like a little tray now. And I'm just sealing. Oh gosh, guys, I'm so sorry. Look at my hair. I'm telling you, my hair doesn't look like that when I'm in the mirror. I promise you I do brush my hair. But yes, my crazy hair seems to make an appearance whenever I'm crafting. So I apologize, y'all. Here I've got the shower curtain rings, and that one was broke, so I kind of glued it back together, and I've got some of this jute cord from Walmart, and I'm just gonna hot glue it, and I'm gonna wrap the entire ring with this jute cord. It really doesn't take much. I tack down a little bit of hot glue first, wrap a couple times, and because it's going from the big end to a smaller end, I put a little bit of hot glue on there again just to make sure it stays and doesn't come off of that big end. And then I just tack down with glue the finishing edge. And one of my favorite parts, I love the way it smells. Call me crazy, but I do. And so this is what it looks like. I've got 6 of these total, and I hot glue them together. I alternate the wider side on each end so it becomes a little bit more flat or even. So what I'm making is a mini tray, and I'm using the shower rings as my base. As you see, I colored it black, and you'll see how I decorated at the end. So here in my second DIY, I got this little Christmas sign from Hobby Lobby a couple years ago when it was like 90% off. It was pretty scuffed up and had other little paint markings on it that wouldn't come off. And so I just decided to paint this black. I do not paint the bottom of it black for the video. I'm just trying to get through these because it's kind of a little later in the evening than what I would like to be crafting. And what I should have did is I should have probably just gave it a good sanding first, but because I didn't, it was kind of leaving little streak marks, so I had to go over it a couple of times. So now I'm taking a pack of these wood Christmas tree ornaments from the Dollar Tree and some really cute variety. I've got 4 different patterns of scrapbook paper, and I'm just gonna trace them and cut them out. Everybody's seen a lot of crafters do this, and I'm sure you've done it yourself, so I won't bore you with all of it. Well, apparently I bore you a little bit with the tracing, but here I am, y'all. My glue sticks, I guess I had a couple years, and they were so dried out and nasty. So I went back to the old favorite, which is the Mod Podge, and it actually worked pretty good on here. The craft paper, the scrapbooking paper, is kind of thick. So here I didn't get a good Mod Podge coverage on there, so I just tacked a little bit of hot glue on there. And again, because the paper's so thick and I was squeezing it, you really couldn't tell that there was any hot glue lumps on there. So I take some foam once everything is dry. As you see, I didn't paint the inside because it's no need to waste the time and energy, as I end up covering it up. So I take little pieces of foam and I'm just gonna cut them up and glue them down. Today I'm participating in the What Would You Make monthly collab that's hosted by Connie and Brenda, and their guest host for this month is May. So check out the playlist in the description box below, and check out everybody's videos. These wood video collaborations are always so fun and exciting to watch. I love seeing what everybody has made, and we have some very brilliant creators that always make the video list, and it's just wonderful. I can't say enough. And thank you, Connie and Brenda, for hosting this every month. It's been a while since I've joined, but I'm so happy to be participating this month. So I take the Christmas trees and I just add some dowels to the back of it, putting it on various heights, as you can see. Kind of just playing around with it, not really sure what or how tall I want them, but I found two heights that kind of worked for me, and I just decided to go with those two heights and stagger those with the Christmas trees. Now these were just so sweet. Now actually, what I thought about doing, but I did not do, was the stars. Even though I covered it with the scrapbooking paper, I thought, if you wanted, you could go back and actually paint those stars gold if you wanted. But I chose not to. I thought it was fine just the way it is. And now I've got a bunch of little picks here and there. These little ones, they came from Hobby Lobby, but to be honest, I've had them for several years. I bought them when I first started crafting. I bought them at after Christmas, so a lot of this stuff was like 75-90% off still, and I went crazy and kind of bought a bunch of them, but I really like them. They still have these same ones that they bring back every year, and so you'll see how else I decorated it, because I did end up filling up the back as well. So for my third project, this was a wood pumpkin that a crate pumpkin that I made for the fall, and here I'm just taking a thin coat of Mod Podge and just lining it all over the place. I let it dry, and I have this tissue paper that I got from Walmart. I think it was like 25 cents. It was a little pack of various colors after Christmas, I believe, a couple years ago. Anyways, I take that and I just cut some out, and I put some parchment paper on top, and y'all, I'm so impatient. You guys can tell here that my little iron did not even heat up all the way. Like, it was still red, but it was hot enough that it did the trick. See, it's still blinking red and it's about to go green. But I was testing out whether it stuck or not, and it did. So I learned this trick from Jackie over in Crafting in Mimi's World, and thank you, Jackie, for this tip. I wanted to use it and I finally remembered, and it worked great. One of my key things is to not apply a lot of Mod Podge on stuff. Now you could go back and add a layer on top if you wanted, but I chose not to do so. I have some of this black and white baker's twine that I got from the Dollar Tree, and here I am. I just actually tied it around a few times, and now I'm just tacking the ends inside of the book stack. That's what I'm making, and with some hot glue. Now I take a couple of these gingerbread felt stickers. There's 4 in a pack from the Dollar Tree, and I thought these were so cute. And I just add one to the top and down at the bottom. I left this one pretty simple, but I like it. It's, you know, if you've watched my channel for any amount of time, I do like a simple look. And here I'm just taking more of that baker's twine and I'm wrapping it around my fingers several times, leaving a tail on both ends, and I'm just making a little twine bow. After I tied it in the middle, I struggled a little bit there on that side because I couldn't get the loops to be in the same area, and so it was looking kind of weird. Anyways, I finally got myself together and I just hot glued it down a little bit, and then I wrote the words Christmas cookie in pencil. And what I don't show is that I go over it in a red marker, and I actually glued the ends of the little twine bow. I glued little red jingle bells on it. On to number 4. This is actually several DIYs in one. It's a bunch of little ornaments that you can make, and I make all of these with my little Couture vinyl and paste that I've actually had for a couple years. Y'all, I got that big bag of paste because I used to do like a monthly thing, a monthly subscription, and you'd get like, you'd pay 20 bucks and you'd get all these, you'd get one, oh my gosh, I can't even think now. You'd get one vinyl, whatever that choice is for the month, and then you'd get a little couple of 2-3 packets maybe of different colors for that month as well. But I actually took this little cutting board that says Fa La La on one side, and it's from Hobby Lobby's Christmas, and I just took on the other side and used this gingerbread. Now, since the little cutting board was already brown, I chose to use a color Rusk, and it was a little orangish, but it was a little brown too, so I thought it was pretty nice on there. And then I just added a little bit of buffalo check ribbon and some little beads that I took off of another Dollar Tree. So now it's a 2-sided ornament. This here is a little mason jar ornament that I got for Michael's again a couple years ago, and I just painted it all white. I'm here fuzzing on my transfers, which you have to do, and I'm using this sweet little candy one, and I'm using this, I think it's peony pink, and I just wanted to do this one as pastels. I love pastel colors, and that's just a light blue. I forget what it's called, sorry. I was trying to show you, but it went a little too fast, and let me tell you, that's a turquoise teal, I believe, and I just love all these 3 colors. Now that little scraper that I'm using, I actually got from Hobby Lobby. It came in a packet of 2, I think for like 2 or 3 bucks. I take this, it was this ribbon, this pink and white gingham ribbon from Hobby Lobby, and I think it came out on the Valentine's, but it's really small. Maybe a 7/8. I don't know, guys. I don't know my fractions. But I just wrap it around the top and put a little cute bow on it. Now, what I don't show you is I actually, because the edges of the little ornament was kind of nasty, and I should have sanded it, but again, for the purpose of the video, I didn't. I was just trying to go real fast. But I went ahead and put ribbon all on the side just to cover all that up. So this was actually a round wood round from the Dollar Tree, and I painted it white, and I'm just using this the different colors. I use the black, I think that's cherry red, I can't remember. Then I use like a smoke color is the gray for the bells, and I use eucalyptus green for the little leaves. Now I've had these pastes for a couple years now. I bought some, and it's pretty, you know, when you start buying them you think, oh man, it's pretty expensive, but when you realize how long the paste and stuff lasts, then it's really not that bad, because you could actually use the, you know, a bunch of it, and then whatever that comes off of your stencil, you just actually put it back in your little jar. I'm a little stingy since it's expensive, so I put it back. So I had some red and white gingham that I didn't show, and I attached that on the perimeter of the round circle as well. So from Amazon, I got these little wood tags, and oh my goodness, guys, let me tell you. This came out, I think the little stencils came out really cute, but I chose to leave it the natural wood because it was light, and I thought it would be very pretty. I knew I wanted to put some beads on there, so I thought I would, you know, leave it to match the beads. The same beads that I used earlier on the other ornament. Anyways, after I had used the stencils, I took my little black marker and was gonna make the ticking marks on the edge of the tags. Y'all, why did it start bleeding? My marker started, the wood just soaked it up and it started bleeding everywhere on the wood. So you'll see right there, I ended up just coloring all the edge because I had to. It just looked crazy. But I managed. I used some of that other baking twine again, that black and white one, and just making the little loop and stuff on there. I add a little jingle bell, probably about 2 or 3 little wood beads, and then I add another jingle bell on there and call it a day. Oh, I do glue on that little pretty bow there. So for the final project, I had this little wood round that I used on something else, and it was kind of beat up. You see I tore it apart, had writing on the inside and everything else. So I chose to paint it all black, and I just used that chalk paint, that black chalk paint that Dollar Tree holds. I really love that stuff. I mean, I love it. And I took some pics. These hydrangeas, I think I were from Walmart a couple years ago. Again, after Christmas, I get the majority of my stuff after season sales. So I've got a ton of Christmas stuff, and it's all from after Christmas. So I just take I actually take one pick, the berry pick with the pine cone, and one hydrangea, and I stick them together, and I think it's really cute. And I just go ahead and zip tie them together first, and then I zip tie them to the part of the round that had all that extra stuff where you could tell I'd torn some stuff off of there, and I just use that as the top. Now my mistake was I made room to put a bow on there, but I normally do bows with the 2.5 inch, but this time I chose to do the 1.5 inch bow, and 1.5 inch ribbon for my bow. So you see I'm just making loops. I made a little tail. I guesstimated how much I wanted. I made a loop and then twisted and made another loop. I think I made 6 full loops and a little small loop for the middle, and then again I just eyeballed my tail. Put it together with the zip tie, kind of fluffing it out a little bit, and then I'm just going to add it to my little round. Now what I noticed, and maybe it doesn't look too bad here, but to me in person it was driving me crazy because there was too much space between my bow and the florals. So I had a couple extra hydrangeas, and I just took those and added them to the one to each side and just made it a little bit fuller and nicer. And I really do love how this turned out. I really enjoyed making all of these. If you would, just leave me a comment down below and let me know which one was your favorite. Now, as we get on to the final review, I just wanted to take a moment and tell everybody thank you for stopping by today and showing me some love. I really appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope that you all have a very blessed week.